Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. It's Tuesday, the 29th of September, and we've got rain in the forecast, which for many areas from eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, some of these places haven't seen any rain in 17 straight days. That's an incredibly long streak. Now, it's a little bit different as you go further south down into Maryland and Virginia because we've seen rain in this area. We've had the remnants of Tropical Storm Beta move through late last week. So conditions aren't really dry as you go further south, say south of New York City, but north and east of New York City, the drought has been quite extreme in some places, especially in and around eastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and parts of southeastern Massachusetts, and it also extends into upstate New York. We're looking, I think, at a fairly general 1 to 2 inch rainfall coming for tonight, and there are going to be some thunderstorms in the mix here, so that could skew some of these numbers higher, and we're hoping that that is the case. This may be one of those times where we're going to want a little bit of upside as far as the rainfall is concerned. So let's go through what's happening today. It's a very interesting situation, really. When you look at the satellite this morning, and you see sunrise going across from east to west there, the clouds have increased from the west. This is our cold front that is to the west of us that will be strengthening as we go through the day and into tonight. It's lined up right about there. And we also have a fair amount of tropical moisture that's going to be dragged up the eastern seaboard through all of this. And that, I think, is going to be an important player with regards to what we wind up getting out of this when it's all said and done. We can tell you, at least for now and during much of the daytime today, there isn't going to be a whole lot happening. There will probably be some scattered showers that'll start popping up during this afternoon, and then we'll see them become more numerous tonight. Here's the view from Canada, because we've been talking really about the fact that we've got this deep trough, and you can actually see it in action here. These clouds dropping north to south, and these clouds are running south to north. And in the meantime, out in the west, you've got this very, very strong ridge in the western part of the United States, and that is keeping it very dry again. This entire part of the west coast is bone dry. No moisture's coming in, hardly any cloud cover to speak of. So all the action and all the energy here is being driven into the eastern half of the United States, and it will play out accordingly. First, with regards to this rain that we're going to get, and then afterwards, we're going to wind up getting into a cooler than normal scheme of weather that's going to last us for a bit. So we'll be paying close attention to all the changes, obviously, that'll be happening. The radar starting to show some showers developing along and off the North Carolina coast and down off South Carolina and Georgia. That's part of that tropical moisture that's moving northeastward. And then, of course, you've got the showers with the front, western New York, western Pennsylvania, down into West Virginia, and so on. And that will be pushing on to the east. The Weather Prediction Center folks going with the idea of 1.5 to maybe 2.5 inches of rain up and down the East Coast, with higher amounts right along coastal North Carolina, maybe some 3-inch plus rain amounts. Again, I think this is one of those situations where maybe we could wind up seeing a little bit of upside. One of the things we're noticing, and I've pulled up this map, this actually shows, we're looking at the 10,000 foot level, but you're going to see what we refer to as frontogenesis. So in other words, a front that is developing and strengthening in this case as it moves eastward. And you'll notice that strengthening where you see all this crossing here of the purple lines over the blue lines. That is indicative of of a strengthening front. The contrast on either side of the front is rather sharp, and it gets very sharp as it approaches the East Coast during the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. That is a very, very strong weather front that's moving on through. And I think that there could be some thunderstorms with this during the early morning hours, particularly along, say, coastal New Jersey to Long Island and in through southern and southeastern New England and points northward. And then the front's going to go by, and then we're going to start to see weather conditions improving. I'll take you through the surface map, which is you're much more you're used to seeing maps like this, and this is what the GFS sees at the radar at 2 o'clock this afternoon. By 8 o'clock tonight, you start to see that front really coming into play here, and then it goes gangbusters. This is at 2 a.m. with a lot of convective activity going on from upstate New York and western New England down through New Jersey into the Delmarva Peninsula and eastern North Carolina, with steadier rain going back into central Pennsylvania. But by tomorrow morning, daybreak, it starts to lift up to the northeast. Weather conditions will improve after that. And then the rest of the week is just going to be cooling down in a stair-step fashion. We'll take a step down Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be mostly upper 60s, and we're going to be in the 70s to near 80 today. Upper 60s to around or just over 70 with improving weather conditions on Wednesday. Thursday looks okay. Let's call it clouds and some sun to start, some clouds coming in. Another cold front's going to arrive on Friday, and we may see a wave develop on this front. So I'm throwing in the chance for some showers late Thursday night into Friday morning. And then after that, weather conditions improve, and we should be setting up for a nice but cool weekend with sunshine for both Saturday and for Sunday. Maybe some clouds arriving later in the day on Sunday because we have yet another weather system that will be moving eastward. So the bottom line is that we've got a more active pattern, at least for now, that this is our opportunity to put down some much needed rain. And the temperatures, by the time we get to the weekend, daytime highs will be in the low to mid 60s, and nighttime lows will be probably down in the 40s to around 50 degrees, maybe cooler in some other spots. One other thing I want to just bring up is that through all of this, we're going to be watching, I'm just backing it up here, and now moving it forward. The Western Caribbean pressures are going to be very low there, and I think there's a fairly strong chance that we could see a tropical cyclone develop here in the short term between now and the end of the weekend. And eventually it may wind up moving into the Gulf of Mexico. We'll just have to evaluate it when things start to happen. But just want to point out that the tropics in kind of a break mode right now, but I'm expecting it to pick up. Joe and Joe show tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time on my YouTube channel, so be sure to tune in for that. The YouTube channel is Joe Cioffi. And, of course, you can listen to Weather in 5 and the Joe and Joe Weather Show via podcasts. And you can find those podcasts on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and a host of other locations where you can find podcasts. That's their home. Okay? So everybody have a great day, and we'll see you later.